Just ran right past it. Alright. I will get that here in a minute. Hello.
Howdy, howdy. You must be the one who texted me, yeah?
Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Hello.
Hi.
So, you're here for card reading, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you had a card reading before?
It's been a hot minute. I'm more of a skeptic than anything, but friends of mine
Okay.
thought I could, you know.
Okay. So then you might like some of these readings that I'm offering you then.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the beginning of every session, I remind everybody that these cards are just like cardboard cutouts with pretty designs on them. You know, they're not connected to the stars or anything. They're not going to tell you to do things you don't want to do. Or
Mm-hmm.
rather, they're not going to make you do things you don't want to do. They're just really good for meditative purposes that I find. So
Okay.
hopefully it's the same for you. So, like, a couple things before we get started. First of all, like I said, cardboard cutouts, not a big deal. Second of all, I'm gonna need your contact information really quick so I can send you a picture of the cards.
Yeah, that's fine.
I find that a lot of people end up finding new meaning in their cards in the reading after the reading is
Mm-hmm.
done. You know, maybe some new information comes to light that then puts the reading in a new perspective or something like that.
There you go. There might be.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit far,
Yeah,
sometimes it's
that.
not, but there we
There
go.
it goes. Perfect.
Yeah. So we got that. And then also, anything mentioned during these readings is completely and entirely confidential. Because I am not necessarily a licensed practitioner of any kind, and I'm just a tarot card reader kind of thing where there isn't
Mm-hmm.
really a license for it. I do not have an obligation to tell people anything, so I take that very seriously. I don't tell my wife what happens during these card readings. I don't tell the police what happens during these card readings, unless I get kidnapped, but that's beside the point. Ultimately, you can say whatever, and your secrets are safe with me. However, that being said, that also, requires a certain level of trust, and I absolutely respect if you are not willing to tell me everything. That's up
Mm-hmm.
to you to decide how much you tell me, and
Yeah.
that's totally fine.
Got it.
All right, so I offer three different spreads. The one card is free. It's very basic. It's not going to tell you a whole lot. The three card is good for people who are new to tarot card reading because it doesn't tell you a whole lot of information, but gives you a good idea of what you can expect in a tarot card reading. And then
Mm-hmm.
the five card will get really specific and give you a lot of information about something.
Yeah, I'm okay with doing a 5 card.
Okay, we'll do a five card then. So, uh, Destiny, right?
Yep, that's me.
All right, so I'll give you the deck of cards here, and then you can
Alright.
shuffle.
Perfect.
Uh, yeah, and shuffle it to your heart's content. And then when you're ready to hand it back, you can give them to me.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I hope you don't mind the music playing right now. Is that fine with you?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay, cool. So what do you do for a living?
I'm a realtor, attorney, manage the ammunition
Okay.
for my boss. Yeah, I'm busy.
Uh, yeah, I was gonna say multi-talented is certainly the word I would use. Very busy woman. Do you like doing that much work though, or is it a
I
bit
mean,
much?
it can be a bit much, but you got to stay busy and do what you got to do to get through the day to day. So.
That's true. I imagine that um, working as a lawyer in and of itself is stressful, but then adding all those other job titles is like ridiculous. I could never.
Yeah, I mean, on the plus side, I don't know if PD's just not reading them their rights or what, but I'm not getting called, so I mean, that's something. I don't know if it's a good
Uh,
something, but it's a something.
yeah, fair enough. I was gonna say I don't know if that's a good something or not, but it's certainly a something. So you seem like you've been in Los Santos for a while if you've been working multiple jobs. Like, would I be correct in saying that?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Kind of moved here when the city was just newly, I guess, I don't know, whenever they put the stupid stakes in the ground and they're just like, this is a city, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, fuck it, I'll move there. Kind of glad I did. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
we've
kind of
been
like
here
the
for a bit.
modern, kind of like the modern settler movement almost,
Almost, yeah, yeah.
except maybe with a little bit less, you know,
Hmm.
genocide maybe.
Oh, I mean, yes, definitely less. Oh, quite a bit less. In fact, none. No genocide
Thank God.
whatsoever. So yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. Because I still live on the mainland. I kind of just take the ferry back and forth to see clients here. And
Okay.
it's actually not that bad a place. I actually kind of like it here.
Yeah, it's definitely good. It has a little something for everyone.
Yeah, plus it seems a lot of people really appreciate my services here. Like I almost get more clients here than I do in California, and I travel to pretty much all of Southern California, so to see clients. So
Oh
it's kind of
wow,
impressive that a small
right.
island like this has more people seeing me than an entire half of the state
That
with as
is
much population as it does.
wow. Wow, that says
Yeah,
something.
maybe it's just me not doing good enough marketing in California, but who knows? I'm not really a business person. I just read cards for people.
Yeah. Speaking of just in case if you're going to be doing this like long term, as just make sure you do have your business license if you don't.
I do.
Okay, perfect. Hey, I'm just, hey, covering bases there.
Right, yeah. No,
For
I asked around before I started doing any card readings here because
mhm.
I wanted to make sure like if there were business laws here that were separate from the mainland that I would want to know about them and
Mhm,
be
for
able to operate
sure.
within them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I got help in that regard. So I
Oh,
do have a
well, that's
business
good.
license, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I've got that sorted. It's just a matter of like right now I have like a mobile kind of operation. Like the
Mhm.
hearse behind me has like my cards in it. It's got a table in it, so I can set up basically wherever. Um, but it's not ideal. I'd like to have a more permanent location, but
No, for sure. Well, I'm
that's
sure
still in
eventually,
the
you'll be
planning.
able to figure something out for that.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll figure something out for sure. It's just gonna take some time.
Mhm.
To get all the business stuff figured out, and I think the government is planning on holding off on business developments until they revamp some of their back end stuff, like some of the systems they have that deal with like ID cards and all this other stuff. Gonna update the whole thing. So
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's good
yeah,
to know. Jeez.
yeah, yeah. That's what I heard. So business stuff is kind of holding off for now, or at least the kind of business stuff I want to do. So
Right. Hmm. All right.
I'm excited though. It's gonna be really cool. In fact, since you are familiar with business, at least
Mhm.
from like a lawyer's perspective, you probably dealt with like cases with regards to like businesses and legalities and whatnot.
Yeah.
Not that it's a legal question, but um, I do have an idea. I plan on rebranding a little bit.
Okay.
Planning on rebranding to Cartomancy Cafe. And then instead of offering just tarot card readings, I'd be able to order coffee and offer free tarot card readings on the side of them. So you'd be paying for your coffee and getting a tarot card reading alongside it?
Oh,
And
all right.
then, yeah, and the type of spread you get is based on what kind of blend you buy. So like if you get a Colombian, it would be like a 3 card reading. If you get a blonde roast or something like that, it would be like a 5 card or stuff like that. And if you get like
Right.
an espresso shot or something, it'll be just like a 1 card.
All right. Got it.
Yeah. I really like the name of that business that I planned though. It's
Yeah,
like
no, that
Cardamancy
sounds that's
Cafe.
a it's definitely catchy. I mean, it's something people remember, so that's
You
good.
don't even remember? We had sex in
Yeah.
the car. I can't believe
And
you
Visions
don't
by
even
Sticks was
remember.
something I thought up years ago, and I kind of went with it because I was like
You
a
are
kid
an
when I
asshole.
thought of it. I've been thinking about, being a tarot card reader for a very long time.
Right.
But, that thing is over. I need to start thinking about my branding, my marketing.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Sorry, it took a little bit.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm where I said I would be. Where'd you wander off to?
Whoopsies. There we
You
go.
didn't listen
Can
to
I?
a word I
I'll
said.
do it later.
Just meet me back
Okay,
at the
so
hotel,
this is your
okay?
spread here. So on the west,
Well,
we
how
have the
hard
Wheel
is
of
it when you got
Fortune.
money,
In the
right?
central
Pop your
position,
happy
we
ass
have
into a
the
taxi
Death
cab.
card. Don't worry about that. It's not as serious as you think.
I
In the
mean,
North
Ain't got
card,
time for that.
we
I'm on
have
my
in the
schedule
North.
to King's.
We
You
have the
got that
Devil
the whole
card. In
day.
the South, we have the Emperor, and in the East, we have the Empress. Very interesting that we have the Emperor and Empress in the same reading, as well as
mm-hmm.
having the Death and Devil card. So we'll just start off with the one that seems to be on its lonesome, the Wheel of Fortune.
Mm-hmm.
In the West, with the Wheel of Fortune, it often depicts a turning of luck, either good luck to bad or bad luck to good. In this case, I believe in your recent past, you've experienced bad luck turning to good luck. This could be something small, such as being able to take a break and have a vacation after a long time working, or it could be something bigger than that. It could be something came around and you suddenly got an inheritance of money from somebody you didn't really care about. Like
Mm-hmm.
just like this long distance family member who just had a crap ton of money and you happen to be one of the benefactors. Or it could be something a little deeper than that, that may not seem. No, this is definitely like bad luck turning to good luck. In your north position, we have the devil. In the south, we have the emperor, and this in the central position is the death card. The death card commonly is representing a ending of something, the conclusion of something, a situation, a relationship, or something like that. In this case, I believe it's the ending of a situation, not so much of a relationship, as dictated by the North and South cards. Because I believe in the North, with the devil representing temptation and desires, our inner desires that we want to do. And then in the South, we have the Emperor, who is the exact opposite, somebody who knows what should be done, even though he would like to do something else. Um, the death card is showing you that there is 2 different ways to end a certain situation, and the decision is entirely on your own to make. And you can either go with what your heart wants or go with what your brain knows is probably the best decision to make. Um, now, what I will say is that there's a lot of people who go through life looking at the decisions that they make through a white and black lens. It's either good or it's bad. There's no in between. But every decision we make has nuance to it. So in this case, I won't necessarily say that the heart wants something bad or something evil or anything like that. And I wouldn't necessarily say that the Emperor is making a decision that is necessarily good in the long term, just because they think with their brain that it might be a good decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's up to you to determine which decision is the best one to make. Is it a good idea to go with your desires, your temptations, and go along with that, move with your heart, or is it a better idea to move with your brain? Because there is a potential that you might not be thinking of certain things while making the decision. If you go the emperor route, you might, that information that you don't know might screw you over. Or it could be the same on the other side. The empress is going to show you how to decide. So the Empress commonly represents somebody who's looking over their shoulder, fairly concerned, fairly regretful of the decisions that they make. Or perhaps they are feeling like they're being followed by somebody. So I feel as though this decision that you have to make in order to end something is because of somebody. I don't think it's necessarily somebody following you, but there is somebody that you are aware of who makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel unsafe. And it is up to you to make a decision about this individual in order to either end the feeling of discomfort or end your interaction with them altogether. And the two decisions you have are to go with your heart, which may be to say to just cut them out, cut them off, and move on with your life. And the other one is your brain, where you just deal with it because they may play an advantageous role for you in the future. Um, so it's up to you to figure out what's better for you. Is it better for you to just deal with this person who makes you feel uncomfortable because being around them is going to be an advantage to you? Or is it more worth your time, more worth your mental well being to just cut them out and move forward without them? So, in summary, your bad luck has turned to good luck in your past, but there is a situation you're currently coming into um, where you're not sure if your good luck is going to continue because it's a difficult decision. You got to either cut somebody out or keep them around even though you're uncomfortable with them. And ultimately, uh, the decision is going to be very difficult for you to make, but you have to consider whether you want to emphasize your mental well being and cut them out, or if you want to put that on the back burner in order to potentially use their interactions with you uh, a- as an advantage moving forward. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Okay. So do you feel this reading was fairly accurate, or could it use some additional clarification?
Um, I guess fairly accurate. I'm a little concerned if the recent shit's been, bad luck or yeah, good luck. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but if that's the case, then yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, I mean, it for the most part, it makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, it's often very hard for people to tell whether they are currently in a string of good luck or bad luck because it kind of depends on the way that you view the world. We as humans will instinctively see patterns in the world around us because that's how we were evolved. We were evolved to recognize patterns to keep ourselves safe. Because we don't need that pattern recognition as badly anymore, even though we don't need it, it's still there. So there are a lot of people who I'll tell them your bad luck turned to good in your past and they won't believe it. But if they took like just a few seconds to think about it, it would only seem that way because they constantly focus on all the bad things that are happening to them and don't realize all the strokes of good luck that they had, such as a near miss with a local or um, maybe they come into some good fortune because they bought a scratch ticket and got a decent chunk of money out of it, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's very easy for people to miss the forest for for the trees, especially in the other way, where you could think that you're having really good luck, but in reality, there's a lot of tiny little bad things that are happening that you're able to shrug off, which is a good thing. But sometimes those bad things that happen are a warning of something happening in the future. So not being able to see those warnings can be a bit of a bad thing. Um, so, yeah, Wheel of Fortune has a bit of a shaky kind of ground to stand on sometimes. I understand that,
Yeah.
but I do feel the rest of the reading was fairly
Mm-hmm. Oh, a
strong
hundred
towards
percent.
you.
Like
Yeah,
I was just like, okay, yeah, that's good luck stuff. Okay. Um,
yeah.
it just yeah, it's
Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I ask what the reading means to you?
Um, I have some decisions to make
Mm-hmm.
regarding a business that I was in with well, my daughter's father. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he uh, he was recently killed in a car accident, and then
Mm-hmm.
the day we did his memorial for the family, a member of our extended family died in a plane crash. So
Sheesh.
yeah, like I said, the luck thing kind of threw me off, but otherwise, I mean, it was
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, and like with really serious events like that, it can be very difficult to think of any good luck having happened to you when you consider that. But um, I don't want I mean, I don't want to come across as one of those, well, look on the bright side kind of people, because what kind of bright side is there when two of your relatives pass away, right? But um, the way I see it is there's a lot of times where we don't realize that we've had good luck, you know? And one of the times that I realized that was when I was late for an appointment. I was getting my hair done. I was in the bathroom, uh, did my hair or whatever. It took a little bit of extra time than I had planned on, but I went out to the car, drove to the spot, and um, a train came by on the train tracks right across the road, but I noticed that the arms hadn't come down and the alarm bells weren't singing. So, had I not taken that extra time, there was a chance that I would have been killed by the train because the warning lights and whatnot weren't functioning properly. And that
Right.
kind of made me realize like there's often a lot of times where you won't notice the good luck that you've had because situations like that will happen, and you'll just be like, oh well, I guess the arms weren't working or whatever. But if I had taken if I had not had to take an extra like 3 or 4 minutes to warm up the curling iron, fucking would have gotten splattered by a train. So
Right.
um
Well,
yeah.
hmm, I'll definitely take it into under
Hmm.
advisement. You know.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and part of the reason why I give people pictures of the readings is so they can look back on it in the future, and sometimes people will remember something new that applies to the reading and gives it a new meaning for them, and perhaps that Wheel of Fortune card, you'll find new meaning within that card in the future. Um, the other cards, I feel you've already understood what they're talking about
Hmm.
now. Um, but it's just that Wheel of Fortune that doesn't really have that strong connection. So I think you'll find that connection soon. Um, uh, just kind of look back on it every once in a while and see how you feel about it.
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right. So will that be all for you today?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. Awesome. I appreciate you coming to me. That will be for a 5 card. That is
Well, I'm gonna
$400.
get tickets to Fame or Shame, cause that is my favorite show. Oh, damn, that's a disappointment. Well, what about one of them shows on
There you go.
MeTV?
No, thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
And the extra
Hey,
money you've
hey!
given me will
I
be
ain't
going
dropped
to
down here
be
sitting no long
invested
ass
back into the
time.
business. So I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, of
Well,
course, not
where
a problem.
are you then? You
Hmm.
can just miss
All
me
right.
But
Have a good one. Be
you
safe.
too.